For those of you that don't know me, my name is Roy, and I facilitate the Tibetan Buddhism class for the Buddhist Society here on a Thursday evening. And because Dr. Desmond Biddulph, the President of the Society, is still unwell, it falls to me, and it is both a pleasure and a privilege to introduce and welcome Orgyen Chowang Rinpoche. And he is a meditation master in the Dzogchen and Nyingma tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, was a direct student of Jigme Phuntsok, amazing founder of the Laranga community in eastern Tibet. And if I've got it rightly tonight, yes, Rinpoche is going to talk to us about 6 very important points from the work of an incredible Nyingma scholar practitioner, Longchenpa. So with no more ado, thank you very much, Rinpoche.
Congajar zong stai mangum kesran zambandong ta jong sanhui zo zen de sarvi doke meki dersecher tijin da makene chiron jiten simji khanchapa thon pamma karo je peteron dalu pansur chong Orgyen Chowang Rinpoche dombola jarvinam tron shonlen jito chanza khwshe yon dan zong balwi pammam jong ne dalu pansur chong chukin ban ni ji jang yong si rono koson ro sar zopa Trip Dom Longchenpa, Tume was a Javla surrounding. Mavi Sangi Kongarik Pimi, Tundi Lami Tonson Control, Jambe Hortir the Sikum Niba, Ronzum Chukis on board Yarchurch. Ricton Jumper John Nipshan Lovely, Gombeloni Popiate Jutter, Long Tochumzo Jamsung of Doncho, Mafon Jayon of Jala surrounding. Nichin Roar Singi John Comson, Jumper Egyptian Love Yalarme. Jigme Penso Javla Surandi, Gonji Toban for Shinji Low. Orgyen Jin of Shonsam, Pamakisar Dombola, Yansen Chakamutuni, Pamagoni, Kordon Kandu, Mambo, or Chiji Jisada, Shinji Lapcher Shalso, Gara Pamasadio. Nimchon the Shampola, Dumchel Dalan Joker, Gaton London Barchester, Chaldon Tamon of Oma Banzangara Pama Tom Tonson Banzer Samayanza City Pala. Oma Banzangara Pama Tom Tonson Banzer Samayanza City Pala Hon A. Yes, I'm happy to be here. Everyone welcome to tonight's Dharma talk about tonight's Longchenpa's teachings. Therefore, I'm very happy to be here, Buddhist Society. This subject about Longchenpa's teachings about meditation. Longchenpa has a text called Petty Instructions, the most essential instructions about meditation and other things. Everything is 6, first, second, third, 16th together, put together. And I taught almost like 6 years, more than 10 years. Each section there's 16th, and then here is 16th, very important about meditation. And he says, when you reach enlightenment, these 16th are very important about meditation. Also about meditation, and then also how you can effective your meditation more effectively and more say, and then he's addressed these profound 6 ways to transform your meditation. And therefore I'm just want to hear 2 things. One is I'm opening Tibetan words here, and then there's an English translation. Therefore, I need to look at this. My apologies, I'm looking at these 2 things. I just one word, Longchenpa, directly come from I think that's very important. Therefore, welcome for everyone. Happy to be here. Tonight's talk about is more, he says, you want to reach enlightenment, these 6 things are very important. Also, you practice meditation, these 6 things are very important. And first, I want to say what meditation is. Meditation is many things, but here, particularly talk about Dzogchen style meditation, or sometimes you call objectless meditation. You're not focused. There are 2 different kind of meditations. One is focus object, breath, and images, and body. They call object-based meditation. The other is objectless meditation. Focus your awareness, pure awareness, and therefore, this meditation more talk about everything, but particularly objectless meditation. Therefore, I think there are many meditations, but actually this world, but mainly have, there's called general meditation is shamatha. Shamatha meditation is it's very training the mind. It's training the mind means when your mind is like chaos, like your mind is chaos, wandering all the time. And when your mind is wandering, the consequences are because there are chances you become stressed, feel anxiety, feel unhappiness, or like sadness. All these things are result wandering mind. Wandering mind is the consequences. The more your mind is wandering, the more you are, like mind is called distorted, polluted. Because therefore, the meditation, the goal of shamatha meditation is not wandering in past and future in many different directions. Stay present moment here. And that's really the shamatha meditation. Is first, the meditation is you want to stay present, and therefore, you have remaining this moment, and then not following past and future, not following your mental events, and eventually you have the ability to stay present without wandering. And then I think that's a very important goal of human beings achieve. Goal is, for every individual is, you want a peace and a happiness, and like a good experience, good life, and a good death. The number one is this. And number one is what's really our number one important in your life is stay present moment. Stay present moment, and not just only doing the meditation. After meditation, for example, you have able to stay present, and that means life can be wonderful. Like exactly like this. For example, you do exercise, gym or like yoga or anything. It's not just only benefit during the exercise. After there's benefit, big benefit. Similarly, when you do the meditation, but not during the meditation, but after meditation, benefit all come from after meditation. Therefore, meditation is called there's training your mind. Everyone's trained their bodies. We know that it's very important. But meditation is training your mind, because human beings' mind need to be trained. Otherwise, whole entire world is chaos. Yeah. Why? Because human mind is chaos. That's it. Boiled down. It's not like wars. Killing each other. Relationships are not working. People are depressed. People are discontent. Every mess this world is come from human mind. Therefore, world is right now just working with the conditions and also working with the body, but world is chaos, but they're still not working mind. They're still not pay attention. But therefore, shamatha meditation is the working with your mind, and then it's this is very important. Right now we don't have this stability, but once you do meditation and your mind is become tranquil or clear. I think clear mind is the best mind, This is clear mind. What's goal is mind is clear, not just only doing the meditation after your mind is clear. And sometimes quiet mind, they say, quiet mind is good, but clear mind is, even they say, same thing. Quiet mind, clear mind, they're same. And therefore, once your mind is quiet, your mind is clear. Therefore, and sometimes quiet means like a little bit, simple, it's not that, and, not that, there's no enthusiasm. It's a quiet mind. But clear mind, that there's less enthusiasm. Yeah, everyone says, I want to be my mind clear, yeah. Clear means like when you meditate, like 70, 80%, your thoughts disappear from your mind, yeah? Because they say it's like most like 70, 80% thoughts and emotions are unnecessary, very unhealthy, but we don't know how to get rid. But through meditation, we are just, the thoughts, emotions, unnecessary and harmful thoughts, emotions reduce. When you reduce, then you experience tranquility, a clear, and then they say, the meditation says it's blissful. The Vajrayana meditation they call the Mahayana, Hinayana, the most many yanas they have, but many different yanas there. But they talk about more tranquility, clear tranquility and peace. But the Vajrayana also they talk about more meditation experience, blessed, tranquility, but at the same time blessed, blissful, blissful. Therefore, the shamatha meditation is achieve, tranquility and very clear mind. And through meditation, you can do that. It's really, let's say your mind is like your mind is like my hand, like stay present, and then you do repeat like 10 hours, let's say. Repeat it 10 hours, you stay present, and that repetition have power, and then 10 hours later, you are more stay present. Like 20 hours, like 40 hours, like 1 month, you stay present. 1 month later, you have the ability to stay present. And most people don't have that because why? The repetition is. Meditation means repeat again, doing the same thing, stay present, and mind is wandering, come back. And that really has tremendous benefit, mentally, emotionally, and benefits, and also creates happiness. When your mind is clear, there's happiness. And anytime you look at your life, when you're happy, you see that time your mind is clear. So, today's a beautiful day. Oh my God, so wonderful. You look at that moment, what do you see? Your mind is clear. There's no worries, concerns. Anytime your mind is upset, what do you see? That your mind is distorted, polluted. Pollution mind cannot have happiness or joy. And then we know, no matter what, doesn't matter circumstance. When your mind is clear, and you feel joyful, the day is a very beautiful day. People, you really connect the people very well. Therefore, the clear mind is the, I think, source of happiness, enlightenment. If you don't have clear mind, you cannot do anything. Even in daily life, it's very hard. But the clear mind comes from the meditation, because meditation take toxic mind away, toxic thoughts, emotions, habits, everything clear away, because that's really the meditation, and meditation shamatha, and that's really once your mind is clear, tranquil, and then clear, tranquil, you can stay present. oh, I can stay present, this moment without wandering. If you achieve that, you achieve the shamatha. Achieve the shamatha. You say, the Mapam Rinpoche says, the mind cooperates you. You can control your thoughts, emotions, because right now thoughts, emotions control us. They're our boss. They control us. But when your mind is meditation is the goal is you can control them, because when you want what kind of thoughts, emotions you want to have, you can choose. You can choose because this is a term Mapam Rinpoche uses, master one's own mind. I don't know my English, it's okay. You can master one's own mind. You can fall under control your mental events, thoughts, emotions. And then they say that's called freedom. Freedom. And that's all achieved through meditation. Therefore, meditation is very important. And once you have the, tranquil, clear mind through shamatha meditation, mind is really comfortable, clear, and then we call it vipassana meditation, insight meditation begins there. And then once your mind is, tranquil, clear, and that's foundation. Foundation everything, foundation every meditation. And then other meditations begins then there's Vajrayana meditations, and then Dzogchen, like Mahamudra style meditations. I think many years for me, I want to say these few words. Many years, I was study many years, many Vajrayana meditations, but really, when I came to Western world, I very interested in more Vajrayana meditation. I will tell you, this is a meditation I'm still doing it every day. It's very profound. It's very profound. This meditation number one, Vajrayana, I can explain a little bit for you, and you can do in the future. You can see what that is. This is really, helpful for me in everyday life. Even I walking around, even I go to airport, this meditation is very important. And the Vajrayana meditation is once your mind is tranquil, clear, calm, and then the Vajrayana meditation is, there are three important things in our life. What is important three things? First, visual, whatever we see visually affects us, yeah? And that's first one. Whatever we see, and that's number one, affects us. Many experience come from we see something, Seeing. The other is very important is whatever we hear through sound, many different sounds. That's another important. That's a source of experience, source of the emotion or source of thoughts. And the other is whatever we thinking, three things. Whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we think. Sometimes three things, And whatever we see is negative, then negative experience comes from what we see is negative. We see something negative, television, or these days you can see negative anywhere, especially even in your living room, your bedroom, your bathroom, you can access world, yeah? The world has so many bad things going on, and you see, they call negative, and then you experience a negative experience because that's the door. And then whatever you hear, the many experience language, someone tell you, or news media, or you can hear, and that really affects your mind and whatever you're thinking, But the Vajrayana teachings are changing the focus. Let's say you changing the focus. You're not perceiving negative things, even ordinary things. the Vajrayana teachings describe, like I never realized, I know these teachings, but I never realized until many years, until now, many years, I came to, Western world, and I have lots of, like life experiences. Then I see when they say, Vajrayana teaching says, whatever you see is, your place is, wherever your place is, like you imagine heaven or pure land. And then you see people like goddesses and a goddess, like Manjushri, Avalokiteshvara. And then you visualization, everything is pure. But when I was young, I didn't really know that's so special. Then I have life experience. If you do that way, now I understand, if you do that way, you have good experience. You have good experience. You have never have negative experience. You don't see world in negative way. You will see world more extraordinary way, pure way. Therefore, they say anything you form to see is like images of enlightened being. That means if you visualize it, everything's enlightened being, that means there's no impure experience, there's no negative. You perceive something extraordinary. And that means you have black, all negativity, whatever you see. There's no way you can have reaction to negative, something extraordinary. Image that. Therefore, I notice this is really helpful for me everyday life. Even I walk in airport or any places, like otherwise, you walk airport, you see always judgment. Oh, this person doing bad, this person not good. There's so much judgment. And the more you judge, the more you upset. Therefore, judgment and see things negative and see things more ordinary. And the more we see that, the more mind is upset, stressed out. Therefore, whatever you see is ordinary, and that's really, really, like creates such a difficult experience in our life. Then Vajrayana teachings, they change in the. They says you see as imagine everything is like a pure land, and then see beings are like bodhisattvas and like that. And that's what we call Vajrayana meditation. And then you try to meditate that. And there's called Secrets and Stanta. Secrets and Stanta, they talk about, the reality is, the nature reality is, the ultimate level, they are evenness. The relative level, they are pure. And then when you start in this Stanta, then you need understanding the nature reality this way. And then you visualization, everything's like this. Then shift your focus, shift your change. Then you don't see anything negative. Or even ordinary, you see everything extraordinary. And that's really almost, there's no reason you have negative experience. And I think this is very helpful. And then whatever you hear, like we always hear negative, positive things, but Vajrayana teachings talk about whatever you sound is just pure, but impure, good, bad is human labels, the human beings projecting, but sound itself is pure, or like mantra, enlightened speech. If you perceive that way, your sound is become very extraordinary. And then you say the thoughts, emotions, moving the mind is enlightened awareness. And all these three things, but I just only say briefly, we don't have much time. Then you understanding that, see images of enlightened image, hear sound is enlightened speech, the movement, your awareness, enlightened mind, then you rest that, the meditation is, then you're doing the mantra. You rest that kind of state. Then you longer periods of time, then your mind is shifted because your focus is not ordinary. And that's called Vajrayana meditation. I think that's a very profound, also very rich experience. And an effect, depend not just on beginning, very little bit challenge, but certain point, the more you study, the more you experience. extraordinary experience. Therefore, they says, why we have so much ordinary experience, because the reason is we have ordinary experience because we focus on everyday ordinary things. If you hear everything's ordinary, and you see everything's ordinary, you thinking is ordinary, everything's ordinary. That people have nothing special, yeah? Nothing special because everything's nothing special, yeah? But if even you 10%, you see something extraordinary, enlightenment, you have 10% extraordinary experience. And that same is people have negative experience, similar. They have negative experience every day. But whatever you perceive, change your experience. Therefore, the Vajrayana teachings are like, I notice, and this is very important. If you want to transform your mind, yeah. Every day you focus, just become more ordinary. The more you focus ordinary things, the more you become ordinary. Nothing special. Sometimes we are, discontent, and dissatisfaction is too much ordinary. Then you discontent. Ordinary things means people are just everyday life, nothing special. If you see everything's nothing special, you hear everything's not special, you think everything's not special, then you're bored. Bored and you're discontent. I don't know why. My life is no meaning, people say that. But no meaningful, yeah? But if you have 10% very meaningful, extraordinary, sublime, and then your enthusiasm come, your happiness, your joy, everything is like skyrocket like that. And that's really true, everything's perception. How do you perceive and you experience that? Therefore, I think I would see this is when I said the Vajrayana, this meditation is really, really rich. Life is rich and life is very powerful. Powerful is how do you see the world? And that's called Vajrayana meditation. It's very, yeah, and then that's Vajrayana meditation experience. Briefly, I want to say. And then the other thing is here is Dzogchen and Mahamudra style meditation is, number one is, this is very important, and Dzogchen Mahamudra style meditation is, this is the mind, the awareness, your consciousness is source of everything. The happiness, the joy, unhappiness, suffering, all these sources, mind. Source of samsara, nirvana is mind. Everything are your consciousness, this is. If you change your mind, you transform your mind, everything you transformed. You don't need to transform external things, but you must transform your mind, because if your mind transforms, you change everything. Therefore, the meditation is you need to realize first everything is source of the mind or consciousness, awareness, and then say what's really the mind. They call, and then Dzogchen teachings, all these things, Longchenpa's teachings are like, they call, you don't know the mind, you don't know your consciousness, you have a little bit weird, little bit, you don't want to know your mind. And that's really reason why people angry, sad, because the reason is you don't know your consciousness. And ignorant, jealousy, envy, all these 5 poisons come from because you don't know the nature of mind. And all samsara, nirvana are separate because you don't know the mind. You don't know the nature of mind, your consciousness. And then, but if you really realize the nature of mind, this is, and then all this ordinary samsara, all these things disappear. And then thoughts, emotions you can control, under your control. because you know the mind is. And that really means that the Dzogchen meditation, the meditation begins introduce the nature of mind. Introduce nature of mind is like freedom, like it's everyone has mind, everyone has conscious awareness, but people don't know what that is consciousness. Some people think, oh, my mind is negative. Some people tell me, oh, then my mind is, I have traumas in my mind. Some people think, oh, mind is negative. Some people's mind is positive. Just many speculations. They call speculations. Because why speculation means you really never directly see your mind, then it's speculation. Really you see, then it's not, but you don't see, oh, someone told me. Or you never look even one moment what's like mind. And that then is many Dzogchen masters like Longchenpa, Guru Rinpoche, Pama Sambhava, what they're doing is, when the Dzogchen meditation is, look into your mind like 10, let's say, 40 minutes. 40 minutes you look in your mind. It's not meditating like this. It's not just sitting there when you're teaching, studying Dzogchen, like Mahamudra. It's not like shamatha just sitting there, That's called shamatha, just remaining. Dzogchen, the Mahamudra, like teachings, meditation is not sitting there. That time you're sitting, but same time directly look into your mind, awareness. Just this is, I can look at the eye, that thangka, Similarly, I look at that thangka, same time I'm sitting here and look in thangka. Similar way, when I do this, and I just sit there, but I'm looking my mind, directly my awareness. And I see what's going on in my mind, like when thoughts disappear, I notice thoughts disappear. When thoughts disappear, what's really behind? I notice everything directly. And that really direct perception is called the Dzogchen view, or you realize, understand nature of mind. Nature of mind changes everything. Understanding nature of mind, and I think sometimes we say direct perception. You perceive your nature of mind, fundamental mind, And then, when you see the nature of mind, your mind is positive or negative or good and bad. Or everything. No one need to tell you. When you look at the sun, no one says, "Oh, where's sun?" You don't need to tell. No one says, "Sun is color." Oh, you look at the sky. Someone says, "I look at the sky. Sky blue." He said that. Everyone knows sky is blue. Everyone. Similarly, when you look at the mind, like when you meditate like 20 minutes, like look at the mind 20 minutes or 40 minutes. It's not that boring, very excited. It's very opposite boring, actually. And you look at the mind, your mind 20 minutes, you really see directly. Your mind is positive? No. Why? I don't see. A negative? No, I don't see any negative emotions there either. And then, what do you see? I don't know, I can express, called unexpressible. And there are many, I don't want to go detailed, but Dzogchen terms, essence, emptiness, nature, luminosity. There are many, our characteristics of our mind. But just really, they don't see. And this is this is very important. You should know. This is very important. For example, let's say, look at the world. You look at the world. You look at the world. Have many judgments. All thoughts, emotions, reactions pop up your mind. Just like so many things come up. You look at the world. And then when you look at back your awareness, look at the mind. All these things disappear. How much you have. Anger, jealousy, unhappiness, thousands emotions, thoughts you have the reason is you have because you look at the world and make many judgments. That's really you have so many thoughts, emotions. You look at the world, judgments, some judgment create anger, some judgment create jealousy, some judgment creates, like envy, some judgment creates strange, And all these things are judgments, world. You see the world so many different ways. All thoughts, emotions come up. Like your mind is really polluted and distorted. And that's really to look at that. And then you just not look in the outside world, just looking back your mind, look at your mind. They all collapse. That's really the meditation. They all dissipate because they don't exist there. That is very easy to, know meditation. For example, you have clouds, so much overcast clouds, today, very overcast yesterday. Very much, there's rain, there's hurricane. But few days later, they're all gone. Why? It's conditions. Conditions create that hurricane or the overcast, sky, rain. But conditions change, then they disappear totally. The clouds never exist in sky. They're just temporary events. Similar, how much thoughts, emotions you have, anger, sad, they never exist in your consciousness. They're the consequences. Pay attention to external world, then they appear in your mind. Once you look in very in, conditions changed, Wind directions, below direction, everything changes, and then everything disappears. Your consciousness is totally pure, like blue sky. And then there's sometimes, this is called pure, pure awareness, open awareness, a nature mind, pristine awareness, and like that. And then you see, like 20 minutes you look down, then you really wear your pure awareness and really, really understand deeply your true nature. My nature is not positive, not negative, not good, not bad. And then you're awakening. That's Dzogchen meditation, Longchenpa's dressing here. And that's really the meditation we are talking about here. And therefore, I want to go to that's the basic, we are meditation we talk about here. And I want to go to what Longchenpa says, very important, 6 important things. That's the baseline, generally meditation. And Longchenpa is the Dzogchen master, the most important master, Dzogchen Rinpoche teachings. Before Longchenpa, there's Dzogchen teachings, but not spread out. Tibetan didn't have much, But after Longchenpa, Dzogchen has become more popular, and he did many commentaries and many treasures. And there's 2 traditions. One is Bamala Minta tradition, Bema Nyingtik. The other is Ngorapamma Sambhava's teachings. I came to get Longchenpa, Kandu Dakini heart essence. And then Longchenpa is called 7 treasures. But here is the Longchenpa's the important address about the meditation. It says, number 1, this is important, awakening, enlightenment, or meditation. Number 1, this is important for your meditation practice. Even you realize everything's illusion, it's important to pay carefully attention to karma, cause and effect. Means he says, sometimes we do meditation, when meditation doing, then we see everything's illusion. The number 1 is the meditation goal is everything is illusion, That's reality, but we see, that's called view. If you see like really is the thoughts, emotions are like illusions. Through meditation experience, through meditation, you know that. Like, let's say 2 hours you do meditation. Look at your mind. And you realize, the first is thoughts, emotions are not who you are. They're not there. Secondly, the more you meditate, you realize they're illusions. The illusions means unhappiness, thoughts, emotions. One way they're there, your mind, other they're not there. It depends how you look. And then that's called illusion. It's not really sure, Maybe sometimes they have power, sometimes don't. It's really have that kind of experience. Therefore, the meditation is very important. If you don't realize thoughts or emotions, illusion, still they have power. Even if you do meditation every day, still you need to go under through them because you don't know their nature. The number one meditation is, if you know their nature, that's really the meditation goal is, the nature of thoughts, emotions really exist in illusion or they're not illusion. And through meditation, you can find out. Through meditation, you found out their nature is illusion. I think that's really, then liberation occurs. But you don't realize their nature is illusion, existent. You need to go under their control, starting with their existence. But Longchenpa says, I think that's really important. Realization or awareness and understanding whatever appears in your mind is illusion. Actually, yes, it's your interpretation. How do you perceive? And especially you meditating, you know that. When you're meditating, especially like 2 hours, after 2 hours, you look back again, see how your thoughts, emotions right now exist. And it's totally different than when beginning. And that's where meditators really importantly need to know their illusion. And when they're illusion, that you can free them. Liberation come from there. But you don't realize that, then it's still they have power. Longchenpa says, even you realize everything's illusions, it's still very important, carefully, adopt the positive, avoid the negative things. You don't say, oh, everything's illusion, there's no cause and effect, and then you just do everything, become manless. You don't want to do that. But everything, even everything's illusion, same time you need clear conducts. Adopt the positive, avoid the negative. And Longchenpa, that's very important. But sometimes people say, oh, everything's emptiness, illusion, I don't need, care for everything. But there's Mapon Rinpoche says, as long as we have this dualist experience, subject, object separate, we need to have, adopt the positive, avoid the negative. When everything is non-duality, then we don't need, there's no separation. You cannot do it. You don't need to adopt something positive or, avoid the negative. But until we have this duality, we need to do that. That's the first Longchenpa, it's very important. And the second, he says, when you're meditating, if you have the confidence, certainty, your meditation, it's important to not to condescend in looking down others. And I think Tibetan is like here. Let me see. And if you think, oh, my meditation is so powerful, I like my meditation. My meditations. Very important. I really have power. You have suddenly good experience meditation. You think I don't need shamatha, I don't need compassion. I'm just such high realization. Says don't do that. Still, you need important, not not looking other things down. You need to be down to earth, be humble. You have some good experience. That don't mean you need looking other people down. They say don't look in other people down. And when you have such a good experience. And then this is very important. For third is, if you have, even all experience become your ally, it's important, you go to quiet, tranquil place, everything, sometimes, through meditation, everything's become your ally. Everything's wonderful for you, everything's tranquil, everything's playful, everything's wonderful. But I say, no, I just can't live anywhere, I can't do anything. He says, no, still you need to go tranquil, quiet places. And that's very important, tranquil, quiet places. The tranquil, quiet place is the really gross real meditation experience. The other place, Longchen Ramjam says, like one way you have good meditation experience is you can handle solitude. If you cannot handle solitude, that means you have not good meditation experience. You don't have good. But if you can handle solitude, no one's there. I think this is very important. You can live your own, and that means you have good meditation experience, because this is true. I was before pandemic. I was living town, like near San Francisco. Hundreds, thousands of people near San Francisco. But after around 2019, I was moving more quiet place. A quiet place and no one's there. And I stayed there during pandemic. It's first few weeks very weird sound. It's very no one's there. It's very weird. But what I did is, the more I do practice meditation, the more I very enjoyable at the place. I'm not doing meditation, just sit, I'm sometimes don't go maybe 2 weeks, I don't go anywhere. Sometimes, then I don't do meditation, there's not much I do. I don't drive, therefore I don't drive, therefore. I didn't do meditation, there's not much. What do you do? Stay couch here 5-10 minutes, then what do you go to kitchen? What do you do? I may read book. But if you do meditation, practice, reading, I think you enjoy the place. Therefore, I think that's really true. Longchenpa Ramjam says, I think if you do meditation, you enjoy quiet places. And some people have loneliness, people have loneliness. People are alone. I think you do meditation, you're never alone. Never have that kind of loneliness. And then Longchen Ramjam says, it's very important you do meditation quiet places. Even your meditation is excellent, still doing retreat, and you can familiar silence, Some people they don't like silence. Because the reason is you don't like silence because your thoughts so active. But your thoughts are quiet down, you enjoy silence. And that's really new experience. And then you enjoy silence, that means you enjoy every moment. Therefore, sometimes, world is really a little bit sad one way. People are so much addicted, cannot stay even 5 minutes. They always continually doing something, moving something, talking something, If you do that, there's consequences of that. And then people are exhausted or depressed, feel uncomfortable, or become, alcoholic, or many different things, because their mind is so restless. They always need to do something. Without doing, they feel discontent. But once you do meditation, good, they all cut down. You feel comfortable wherever you are. And then you enjoy life. I think you're something always moving, continually. I don't think so. And very hard to enjoy life. But I see myself, if I feel tranquil, clear, calm, then life enjoy begins. I feel everything. I see trees, leaves, I see blue sky, I see people. Everything's wonderful. Everything's beautiful. Longchen Ramjam says, you need to do that, quiet place, tranquil, solitude. You need to develop your meditation. Even though your meditation is wonderful, but you need to develop. Therefore, even me, I'm traveling many different places. I don't do morning meditation. It's very hard for me traveling places. But I do the meditation, I can go many places. Especially airports, airports. Therefore, I do the meditation, meditation. It's almost like, let's say I'm airport. Airport is sometimes there's so many people impatient, so many people going on, yeah? It's busy, a little bit stressful, like sometimes many things happen. If your ordinary mind, everything's stressful, impatient, but you switch to extraordinary mind, meditation mind, then suddenly everything changes. You have more patience, almost like everything's opening up. And then I always thought, I need to remind me something, I always forget, when it's, you don't need to meditate, but you need to switch the meditation mode of mind. Just stay present. And there are many meditations. You can do shamatha, or you can do, the number one is easy to do meditation, like you go into walking or special airports, the formless meditation called objectless meditation is very easy to do. The objectless meditation is walking, talking, eating, sitting, the four activities you can do. Objectless meditation is just focus, stay with your awareness, that's it. There's no object focus, just stay with your awareness and then look at the world, see what's going on. But that's one way. Then otherwise we need ordinary mind. Ordinary mind is, I call this fearful mind. Ordinary mind is always fear. There's always anxious, there's always judgment. But I think this meditation sometimes called pristine mind. Pristine mind is fearless mind. And when there's pristine mind, and there's no fear, it's very tranquil because there's no many judgments. And then that's really very important, useful. Therefore, I think we need to remind when you walk in airport, just talking, just stay meditation mode. Especially, formless meditation. Many people, I think, here, like familiar, like Dzogchen and also Mahamudra, yeah? And Dzogchen Mahamudra meditations are the formless, objectless meditation. Then just stay with your awareness, and just walk and talk. And then just walking around, It's very, very blissful experience, very called fearless state. It's very hard to walk in airport with ordinary mind. Like almost sponge, you pick up everything, like sponge. Therefore, here Longchenpa Ramjam says you need to develop all these things, quiet, tranquil place, and like that. And then the fourth one is, if you know that there is nothing to meditate on, it's still important to train your thoughts. Okay. There's nothing to meditate, This is a very special Dzogchen term. Dzogchen term, it says, when you remain in pure awareness, just remaining, there's nothing to meditate. Just sit here. Meditating means your mind is subject, something you meditating, something else. But if you stay pure awareness, that's who you are. Just stay with that. There's nothing to meditate. You don't need to meditation. There's subject-object. And this is non-duality. They don't have subject-object. Therefore, there's nothing to meditate when you stay Dzogchen view, a pure awareness. There's nothing to meditate. But yes, he says, still, it's important, train your thoughts. Tame your thoughts. Tame your thoughts means like, if you're meditating, but tame your thoughts means the Dzogchen point of view is free your thoughts. When they call Dzogchen term here is term they call rise pana free. Thoughts, emotions rising, you can free them that moment. And this I was Guru Rinpoche Pamma Sambhava's teachings here. Like how do you have access pure awareness? One thing. The other is how do you free your anger, sadness, jealousy, envy, and fear. It's coming into your mind. How do you free? How do you free? And he says, when you have mind upset, anger or sadness, whatever come to your mind, he says, first step, he says, don't follow past, don't anticipate in future, stay present moment, leave your mind alone. Then he says, then everything disappears. All thoughts, emotions cannot survive. They cannot survive. They survive, you thinking them, you judging others. Then that's really the condition for their survive, But if you say, you not follow past, don't follow future, stay present, if you leave your mind alone without judgment, all these things disappear. and then you know, okay, I don't follow thoughts, and then this disappear. The more I follow thoughts, they appear more, they become more. One thought create more part. You know that trick, you know how they works, like how it works. And that really reason Longchen Ramjam says, even you know there's no meditation, there's nothing to meditate, but it's very important to know, meditators, how do you free your thoughts? I think the meditators, number one is, many people do meditation everywhere, Meditation is very popular, but at the same time, the number one is very important, two things. You need to know the nature of thoughts, emotions, and the number one that. Second is, you need to know how to free them. If you don't know how to free them, you always have difficult time. Sometimes it says, I have so many thoughts, and then Dzogchen says that you can free them. And then means don't follow, they just stay present moment, and they just dissipate. Because they don't exist in the first place, and they're like conditional, circumstantial. And then that's really reason, and Longchenpa says, you need to learn. Dzogchen, two things you learn, many things. Dzogchen is, first you learn, recognize the nature of mind. Second is you learn, remain in nature mind. Third is you learn how to free your thoughts, emotions. How do you free them when they come up? If you learn these three things, that's called Dzogchen. And then therefore Dzogchen meditation is not just only you meditating, they show you how to free your thoughts. How do you free unhappiness, how to free sadness, anxiety. They show everything how to. They're called 6 liberations. They call Shatur means rise, panda free. The moment to rise, how do you free that? Shatur. And then Rongtur means naturally free. And then and then Chetur means sterilely free. You stare, like I stare, these words very directly. Similar, you stare, when thoughts, emotions, unhappiness rise, you stare, not look at the condition, but you stare at them, just look directly like that, and then just free itself. There are many different, called 6 different ways to free about your thoughts. And Longchen Ramjam says, Longchenpa is the extraordinary Dzogchen master. He says, it's very important. There's no meditation, but at the same time, you need to learn how to free your thoughts. And that's another very important for the meditators. No, that's really the 4th one. And then the 5th one, even you have no distinction between meditation and post-meditation. Some people say, I don't have, for me it's everything's meditation. There's no post-meditation. If you have that, it's important to not slip into ordinary experience, But some people say, for me everything's meditation. Walking, I do meditation, talking, I meditation. But you have this, of course, you have this, but it's very important not you become ordinary person. You say I'm meditating, but maybe you say you are meditating, but became maybe ordinary, just slip into ordinary experience. It's very important, need mindful. You have no distinguish meditation and post-meditation, but very important, you're not slip into ordinary experience. And then that's really the I think 5th one, yes, that's 5th one. My Tibetans disappear. Let me look at this again. This computer is complicated, yes? I didn't punch down, therefore I need this here. Okay, then the 6th, sixth one is, even you realize essential nature reality, still it is important, listening, contemplating, meditation. I mean, even you know the nature of reality, nature of mind, still very important, reading many texts, teachings, and practice is very important. So, or sometimes people say, I know everything, I don't need books, I don't read any texts. And sometimes people say that, but Longchen Ramjampa says very important, read very beautiful texts. And beautiful texts are very important, especially when I do meditation, we do meditation retreats, then this time reading Vajra songs. Vajra songs, the meditation experience about the happiness of meditation, the experience of meditation. The reading Vajra songs is very important. And like Longchenpa's teachings, like reading, like Padmasambhava's teachings, then always for me, my mood changes. For example, I read that because I think these things are like very special diet, We have physical diet, like food. We say we eat the best food, very healthy food. Don't eat the, unhealthy food. But food really affects your energy, mood, health. Similarly, like what kind of information into your mind, also very like food. The information is like food of mind. If you receive always bad information, affects your mind in a negative way. Therefore, and I always read something very uplifting, like Vajra songs, and then it's very important, uplifting, like a message. And therefore, I read Vajra songs, Longchenpa's teachings, and then my mind is transformed. And then because whatever you listening, it can affect your consciousness. I think that's important to realize. Therefore, many people are depressed, unhappy, because the really reason is they go to social media, like you go to YouTube. And I think this really happens every day, 3-4 hours, your social media, I think your mind is really going to different direction. Because mind is really conditional. Therefore, if your mind is present extraordinary conditions, and your mind become extraordinary. If you present your mind as ordinary conditions, become ordinary. Therefore, food is very important, but the information we receive is very important. Therefore, reading extraordinary text, a book is for me really, I think, mental health, a healthy diet. Then I don't want to receive any, like ordinary. And then I watch my mind. I look ordinary things. Then after that, I feel bad, feel a little empty, feel discontent. I say, okay, you should test the next time. See ordinary, information, how affects your mind. Something extraordinary information, how affects it. I always monitor, People always, monitor their foods, They go to supermarket, then they say, oh, I want to buy this food, I don't want to buy this. But I think we need to do similarly, exactly what we receive in outside world. Therefore, most mental emotional challenges come from is, we always receive bad, negative things come from world. And that really receive. And I experience that. And then these days I want to receive mostly extraordinary things. And I always talk this, I went to this year Bhutan. Bhutan is the most beautiful place. I stay 1 month, and I took 18 people with me in Bhutan. We went to Bhutan is most beautiful Himalayas, very ancient Tibet, the 1,000-year history, very many meditation caves, beautiful statues, many different things. We did meditation, and these extraordinary caves, presence, most beautiful places. I think if you do 2 weeks constantly without looking phone, no one's looking phone, if you do 2 weeks constantly, today, tomorrow, totally shift your consciousness. Because consciousness is conditional. And your mind has become more calm, clear, because 2 weeks you present your consciousness extraordinary condition. The opposite way, similar, 2 weeks, your mind is, always bombardment, negative and bad news, and you really 2 weeks, you don't recognize. You're just completely different person. Therefore, the really conditions, what we see in every day is really affects our life. Therefore, these kind of teachings are really medicine. I call right now this kind Dzogchen teachings or like these extraordinary teachings I call medicine of mind. A medicine mind. And therefore, when I stay and people there, we stay there like 12 days, many people changing their lives, really, really. And I went to 4 or 5 times in Bhutan. I took people, we did meditation. I'm going to next year, May, and I thought each year I can go there once a year, because it really impact your consciousness very different. It's very different because consciousness don't have independence. It's always dependent conditions. Whatever conditions you put your friend, you experience that. Therefore, I think we are mental, emotional health, enlightenment. Everything is present, like Longchenpa teachings, and for me it's the best conditions. And also I wrote Pristine Mind book, and Pristine Mind that translate many different languages. I went to Taiwan, like Chinese translation, and then also like Spain. I was doing tour of Spanish countries. Therefore, I was teaching all these things, extraordinary things, for they can also experience. Therefore, we all can enjoy life and have good experience, death, and therefore we have most extraordinary information available. I think I was very rejoiced in a life experience, and I went to these things because what is you need to have right condition in your mind. Once you have right condition of your mind, you're changed person. You're totally different person. I can see myself and I can see other people how they change. Therefore, we don't have the right information, then everybody's become ordinary. Even the Buddha can ordinary. You don't have the right conditions. Everything's right condition. Teacher and also extraordinary teachings is really, really important. And then, yes, we are supposed to stop right now. Yeah. How many? What time is? 7:30. Yeah. What time we begin? 6:30. Oh, 6:30. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we have some questions after this, and therefore, yeah, and that's Longchenpa. He says, finally, even you arrive high level meditation experience, still do not separate these important points. The 6 points, he said. Even you high level meditation, please, it's very important of your meditation. It's very important, all these points. And that's really Longchenpa's, advice for the meditation experience, like very powerfully. And Longchenpa is not the theory, but his own experience. And therefore, most extraordinary master, Longchenpa, is, his writings are not come from, like just thinking. It's called his enlightened awareness. Called, if your mind is extraordinary and then like treasure, like everything's come up very naturally. They says ordinary things come from ordinary mind, but extraordinary things come from extraordinary mind. Extraordinary writing, extraordinary teachings come from extraordinary mind. And then we have a little bit, glimpse of Longchenpa's teachings. I hope you can continually experience Longchenpa's teachings and Dzogchen and Vajrayana, Mahamudra, or Mahayana. All these things are best in your mind. I think that's it. We can do here, and then if you have any questions, we can talk about that. Thank you. Yes.
Would it be accurate to say the true nature of mind for all of us is unsticky, limitless, unselfish, compassionate, loving kindness?
Yes, I think first, limitless too, and the mind, the nature of your mind consciousness. I think you look at the mind, is found out, the Dzogchen meditators, and then this called in the emptiness. Called emptiness means like the thoughts, emotions are never exist in spaciousness. Spaciousness you can call. But love and compassion is not nature of mind. They're the surface mind. The fundamental nature is, like they call white clouds are obscure sun, the dark clouds are obscure sun. That means love and compassion is like white clouds. The negative thoughts, emotions, dark clouds, but they are not part of nature. They are just surface level. But nature of your consciousness is pristine, pure, flawless, and blissful. Blissful means not like come from condition. Itself is very healthy because that's really the meditators they found out. Meditators, when you're meditating today, tomorrow, and each time you end up there, same place. And they didn't found the mind is imperfection. They didn't find there's flaw. Okay, therefore, therefore mind is flawless and also pure awareness and also spaciousness. And that's, I think, in every individual they need found. What I say is, but you need to go there. You can found that. And that's Dzogchen teachings are like first experience. Not even they teach that, but then individually need to go there. Really, that's the case or not. And if you see that's the case, then you gain confidence that it's not someone teach you, but you really found that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
May I ask questions?
Yes.
It's not something which I can quite relate to what you said. What you said I thought was wonderful, but in Tibetan tradition there's a cheating death rite.
Cheating means?
Cheating death. Cheating death, like preserving ki in the body. And you go like, I'm wondering what visualization is recommended when that's being done.
When you die, you mean?
No, if a man has an orgasm, like asleep alone, then the semen is withdrawn up the nasal passages. It's called cheating death.
I never heard that.
Oh, it's in a book published in the States.
Yeah, you can tell.
Goes in the central channel. Is this what you're talking about? The winds in the body go in the central channel and come up to the aperture of Brahma. Is this what you're referring to? Sorry,
Okay.
Sometimes when a person's in love with another person, they involve sages sometimes. You see a very beautiful lady and then maybe hours later, asleep, they ejaculate.
I don't know. Oh. Okay, any other questions? I have no idea. Yes, yeah.
Thank you so much for your talk.
Thank you.
I found it really interesting, the idea that you mentioned when the mind is pristine and is able to practice focusing on extraordinary things.
Yeah.
In your talk, you talked about gods and goddesses and bodhisattvas,
Yeah.
and imagining them in meditation. I'm wondering about how the tradition of Dzogchen links to the Bonpo tradition that has some animistic aspects different from other Buddhist practices. And if you can talk a little bit about how those aspects of animism are inherently a part of the Dzogchen tradition.
What Manu, which means like deities. Yes, okay. I think the Dzogchen is called Mahayana, and Dzogchen is called Atha Yoga. Atha Yoga, Sanskrit. Sanskrit Atha Yoga is come from when it's Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava, 8th century came to place called Bimala Minta. Guru Rinpoche Padma, they call Indian from Padmasambhava is called the teachings called Dakini heart teachings, and then is Bimala Minta is like Dakini teachings, and then there are like a Tibetan Book of Death, Tibetan Book of Death, Tudor, Pardu Tudor, that is called it the fundamental Dzogchen teachings. It's called Padmasambhava's teachings. There's 100 deities. Therefore, 42 peaceful deities and 58 wrathful deities. They all call the manifestations of your awareness. Your awareness, and then the pure, and there's 5 Buddha families. All these things are like manifestations, your awareness. And they call Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya means ultimate reality. But then Dharmakaya manifestation of the world is called 104 deities. And that's really the practice Tibetan Book of Death, Pardo Tudor. It's mainly, there are 6 pardos, like this life, and then meditation pardo, and dream, and then pardo dying, pardo dharmata, pardo become. All these pardos are like, they talk about, these deities are like when you dead, and then you see these deities, your visions, and then says, whatever you see when you die after, don't, even a God, deities appear, that's not external, and even the negative things appear, then not external, everything appear your perception. And then also Dzogchen teachings are like, they call Vajrasattva practice. They call 5 Buddha family practice. All these things are like, it's not external, but a manifestation of your pure awareness. The pure awareness is source of enlightened beings. Impure awareness, source of samsara. When your awareness has become impure, then all samsara experiences, ordinary things appear. When your awareness is extraordinary, pure, then enlightened manifestation that. They both are, both pure awareness, impure awareness, a source of experience. And therefore, all these 100 wrathful deities come from the manifestation, pure awareness about that. And then, that's a Dzogchen tradition. I don't know anything about Pombo. I have not familiar Pombo teachings. Therefore, I don't know what they're saying. But this is came from Dzogchen from Nyingma and Guru Rinpoche time from the Tibet. Yes.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Yes.
Rinpoche, we have quite a few questions online.
Okay.
There were 150 people online, but
Okay.
I can't take all of them, but I will select some of them.
Okay.
Until when do we look at our mind?
When do you look at the mind?
Yeah.
Yes. Anytime, actually. But especially when you do the meditation of Dzogchen meditation introduction, and that time you look at the mind, Dzogchen meditation, people introduce, for example, 3 words, the Garab Dorje, or like any Dzogchen meditation, then look at the mind, and then see, like 20 minutes you meditate, you look at mind, and you found out many fascinations up there. But you need to know how to look, like their Dzogchen teachings gave you how to look at the mind. You don't searching, but you observing. And then you can do any time, but especially you have Dzogchen teachings, then they how to show how to look at the mind, that moment. Therefore, you want to look at the mind, then you need to receive Dzogchen teachings. That's it. That's the key.
Okay, next is what would be the key text that you would advise to read and expose ourselves to extraordinary teachings?
I think something I see, myself, I reading more something extraordinary words or book, extraordinary, and talk about extraordinary things. Talk about. They say, people like ordinary books, but I like extraordinary books because ordinary books. There's so many ordinary books enough. Ordinary experience. We all the time. We don't need. We need. We need. You want extraordinary experience, then it's extraordinary books. Yeah, that's really we are just there. It's common sense. If you want to read extraordinary books, like I read like Longchenpa's books, like Pama Sambawa and Guru Rinpoche's book, they talk about extraordinary things, and something uplifting, something really transformed, something really, like there's extraordinary food, there's extraordinary art. But I like extraordinary books, authors like, I was grown up with Mapon Rinpoche's teachings, I read that, and also, I don't know how it's available, but any extraordinary books are very important. Reading, almost that there, you almost like a daily meditation. And because not necessarily you learn something, but just good condition your mind. You want to enjoy today? Say, I want to enjoy life today. Then read extraordinary books. Then you have enjoy your life. And that's really, just have, I say, I want a good time this afternoon. Let's read some extraordinary books, I want to have good time afternoon. And this too, if you, morning is not good, you did messed up, you never enjoy afternoon. In order to enjoy afternoon, you need a good job morning. Make sure your morning is okay, your mind is right place, and especially therefore, in order to have mind right place, you need write good books, and then reading. Sometimes I do Vajra songs, Vajra songs. And therefore, Vajra songs are very important, and that's really gave you immediately a good reaction. Okay.
Could you clarify what the form of the meditation is called that you have been discussing?
I did, meditation. First I talk about shamatha, and then I talk about Vajrayana meditation, and then I talk about Dzogchen meditation a little bit. 3 things. End up talk Longchenpa here is Dzogchen meditation. Dzogchen meditation is, remaining pure awareness, and that's it. And then pure awareness and then your pure awareness expanded during the meditation to after meditation, and then sometimes we call pristine awareness. Pristine awareness means like, so if your mind is pristine, everything is pristine. If your mind is polluted, everything is polluted. Therefore, the number one is that this world is, I think, most important is your mind, yeah? And your mind is become more pristine. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever your interactions, relationships become, become like that, your mind. Therefore, relationships, connections, I see that it's very important. It's you have the right perspective. Therefore, I do, Dzogchen style meditation. That's do, and Longchenpa is doing here. And then I did describe 3 different kind of meditations. There's anybody else behind? Someone says yes, please. Yeah, you can. Yeah. No, you. No, you. Yes.
Okay. I've got a simple question. You say that meditation is about freeing your mind from thoughts, but can be negative and positive also, because positive thoughts can transform themselves in negative thoughts. Because positive thoughts, in a way, through time, can transform themselves in negative thoughts through external factor. So my question is, how do you do? Does that mean that you are meditating every second? Because human is all about thoughts, actually.
Means the reason is you meditating every day? What are you saying again?
Because for me, freeing the thoughts can be also the positive and the negative. Because in fact, you can have temporarily positive thoughts, but through external factors, through time, these positive thoughts can become negative. So in fact, even the positive thoughts need to be removed.
Removed. But it's actually not removed. If you don't pay attention, they naturally disappear. That's their nature. And you know, it's just not removed. You don't need removed. Actually, they say if you stay present, they naturally disappear. When you meditating, when like say, I say, I want to have like 20 minutes, say I'm meditating, I want to meditate like 20 minutes, you have session, and during this 20 minutes, you stay present, you not follow thoughts, they disappear, whether positive or negative. And they're just, you don't need to do anything. Once your mind is present, they disappear because they're conditional. Therefore, and then you learn, oh, I did meditation, they disappear. And then, oh, I done that. And next time, say, I did meditate, they all disappear. You had 10, 20 times you done that, then you notice, oh, I'm meditating, then they disappear. I'm following, then they appear. You know that. That's your own experience. And then, you know, learning that is, we are not doing anything. When just meditating, that's how thoughts appear, how thoughts disappear. And when not meditating, then mind is chaos. Then we don't know what happened after that.
Does that mean that mind is always chaos between meditation, or?
No. Depends. Depend. Someone really familiar, and you know, someone really long time meditation. Not that. It's not that chaos. I think beginning is a little bit chaos. But certain point you're not chaos. You need a little bit go. For example, a little bit go further. You know, the beginning, a little bit chaos.
But this means that between meditation, maybe you are focusing on your thoughts and you liberate themselves. Because if it's not chaos, this means you found a way to liberate maybe your thoughts. Because I guess that between meditation you have thoughts, no?
Yeah, it's certain you learn. The more you meditate, they're easy to disappear. And then it's not like before. It's very complicated. The more you meditate, they're easy to disappear. It's not like you know, like they're always hard, but they're easy to disappear. The more you familiar meditation, the more your thoughts, emotions naturally subside. And then, yeah, that's your question?
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Shall I read one more question from online?
Yeah, here.
This one.
Here, you want to? Yeah, please. Please.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you.
Could you say a little bit more about the relationship between awareness and love and compassion? Like you said to this lady just now that the love and compassion are kind of adornments to the awareness itself, rather than implicit in it. Yeah. Could you speak a little bit about what the relationship is with them?
Yeah, awareness, love and compassion is, you know, like called positive mental events. But it's, you know, they don't exist fundamentally, but every day, you know, we need to have theirs developed. You know, when you're meditating, we are not living positive, negative thoughts. When you meditation, you know, like shamatha meditation, we are not focused love and compassion. We are not focused positive, negative things. We are subside, you know. Then when we do loving kind meditation, then we need to develop that. Actually, these two, the more your mind is pure, the more you love and compassion increase. Because the more you negative thoughts reduce, the more love and compassion is naturally occurs, this says. And then this called a great compassion, the great love means, you know, like it's most come from the meditation result. But, you know, like the more, you know, sky is clear, the clouds are more vivid, yeah? Clouds are more vivid. But overcast sky, you don't see vivid clouds. The more your mind is ordinary, you know, like so ordinary, so overcast, you cannot feel love and compassion. Where's love and compassion? You don't see. But the more your mind is clear, the more you see vividness, love and compassion. Yes?
That still sounds to me like once we let go of the sort of dualistic mind, that the love is naturally there as part of our natural state somehow.
Not natural state, but that's a mental event. Not natural part of mind.
So you just said the more we let go of our negative thoughts and
what-
so forth.
the appears. For example, clouds are not sky,
Right.
but the more sky is, clear, the more clouds are vividness.
Right.
The clouds are vivid. That's not part of sky, but even clouds are clear. Sky is clear. Clouds are more beautiful. Yeah.
Indeed.
And when overcast, clouds are not beautiful. And similar, the more mind is clear, pristine, the more love and compassion is vivid, more pure. This is, if you have ordinary mind, then love, compassion is ordinary compassion. But you have extraordinary mind, love and compassion is extraordinary love and compassion. Then always mind is determined what's the content. That's really depend. Therefore, Buddha has, like extraordinary compassion, called great compassion. The ordinary sentient beings called compassion. They don't call great compassion. There's two different distinguishes.
So is great love and great compassion part of the natural state?
Yeah. Great compassion, great love is, name, but they're not really ordinary compassion.
Oh, okay.
They're not ordinary compassion. They're not like extraordinary compassion. They're not really thoughts. They're not really emotions. Beyond thoughts, emotions. Yeah.
So that is a case of when we get rid of everything that's like fabricated, then the great love and compassion.
Yeah. Great love and compassion is, like natural manifestation. They're not materialistic. They're not conditional. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Very
Thank
good. Wonderful.
Thank
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Then I think we can finish. When you want to say a few things, you want.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Longchenpa's second point made me think of. It's not really a question, but it came into my mind when Guru Rinpoche said, "Although my view is as wide as the sky, my actions are as fine as barley flour."
Exactly. That's
that
it.
came into my mind, and
That's
I think
it.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Although my mind is although my view is as wide as the sky, my actions are as fine as barley grain, or as grains of barley flour. So that
Yes,
covers,
very like that. That's really good. Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, I'm very happy to today be.
Observance of karma.
Yeah, I think therefore I want to say London, England. Yes, England's a beautiful country, and then people need to inspire more Dharma, just more happiness and joy, tranquility. There's mind is wakening, and you need to have studying Dzogchen and Mahamudra teachings are very important. They're really uplifting teachings. First actually, when you getting old, then it's nothing inspired world. It's really same old, yeah. Then when I read these things, make more inspired than anything, because I really say, when I was in my 20s, and right now, when my 20s is really strange. I don't feel alive, but right now I'm more than before. I think I'm more 20s. I feel very old. Right now I'm younger, feel young. The really reason if these teachings are really changing everything, I feel, right now I feel like almost 20s actually. And when I was 20s, I feel very old. I don't know what life is, confused and really like that. Therefore, you want getting old very beautifully, you need studying of these teachings. And that's really change your perception. Actually, what is your perception? If you have, you perceive, how do you have beautiful perception? And learning these things, then you have beautiful perception, And therefore, ordinary perception is, everyone has, I see what is black and or white. I see beautiful, and maybe come from your school, maybe you came from your parents, maybe came from your religion, or many different ways we perceive the world, yeah? That's called ordinary perception. But extraordinary perception is you learn through Dharma. For example, you learn compassion, you have compassion, then perception is a little bit more extraordinary. You perceive world through compassion, yeah? But you don't have compassion, you perceive world through resentment. You see everything as resentment. I don't like that, I don't like this. And therefore, why we have most stress, we don't enjoy, we don't have compassion. If you have compassion, you see world through compassion, you're fun. Doesn't matter how many people you see. then love and compassion can shift your perception. And then meditation, all these extraordinary teachings really shift your perception, and you see world the most beautiful way. It's not like every individual sees different. Therefore, it's very important all these things into your mind, and then can transform your mind. And transform really. We think we believe negative things have powerful. Yeah, negative things are powerful. You believe in negative things. But extraordinary things is very powerful if you believe, if you invest in. And there I see, all these teachings very powerful. And this is how the other thing I want to say this, the more you perceive extraordinary things, the more you have extraordinary experience. Yeah. Therefore, then, for me, this is enlightened beings, you perceive extraordinary. If you not for enlightened qualities, someone has extraordinary qualities, extraordinary characteristics, that means extraordinary being. An extraordinary lifestyle, extraordinary life story, extraordinary teachings, extraordinary students. That's extraordinary. And then this contact, we can say, Longchenpa, today I clearly say Longchenpa's extraordinary being and Sablam enlightened being, his characteristics, qualities, his biography, his writings, and his students show his extraordinary being. Once I see Longchenpa's extraordinary being, that means I have 10%. World is extraordinary. The more I like. And that really means anytime I see that book, then I have extraordinary experience. Because like anger is just mental events. If you dislike someone, then there's anger appears, yeah. But you like everyone, you never have experienced anger. Anger is something you don't like, then appears. Similarly, extraordinary things. If you perceive extraordinary things, then you have extraordinary experience pop up. Everything is your perception. Therefore, it's very important have reading extraordinary books and appreciate extraordinary qualities. And then we have extraordinary experience, and life is rich. And let's stop there. Thank you.